In this particular video, I am going to talk about this dynamic form, how you can manage this dynamic form. So let's talk about these things in a detail. So in the previous video, I already talked about this form, how you can update and this type of you can design the form. So you will get little bit idea how you can manage these things. So it is important to watch the previous video if you want to understand the entire project which uh, I have built it for the demo purpose. So as you can notice that whenever I am clicking this plus button, then dynamically row is generating. And for example, if you will delete any of the for example this row, then that particular row is deleting perfectly fine without any issue. Okay, so how you can manage, how you can build, let's talk about little bit. So now this is basically a code. So let's go to the app.js first. So this is the app.js. As you can notice that if you will visit or try to navigate the URL task, if you provide here a task, then this component will be open, which is the task form. So let's go to the task form. So here, click here and then edit. This is the task form and everything is managing in this particular form, in this particular page. Okay, all right. So as you know that this is the class component, this is the class component we have used, and through the React we have extended it, as usually it is the basic syntax that you have to extend with the React component. So all other functionality is available in the component. It means this is the parent class basically. So this is all about. I hope that you already know. And this is the state. State is the object. Okay, state is the object we are going to use. In this particular state object, you can notice that this is one field and this is another field, and this field is like a array. It means that first row is the value of the first array and second is for the value of the second array, and the third is the value of the third third array. So like that. For example, as you know that this is the array, and this is for the first array, and this is for the second, and this is for the third. So like this. So we have done it in a like a array. So this state object have a date, description, and to make it dynamic we have utilized here the array. Okay, task list is an array, and these are the value, and again this value are like a object, and again it have a key value pair. It means index, project name, task node, and task status. These are related to this field. You can notice the project name, task node, and status. But you feel curious to know that why it is index, what is the use of it. Basically index is to make that make that value unique. We have provided the index. As you know that math.random will always generate a random value. It is a very it is very difficult that it will be same. It is a very rare chance that it will be same. Most of the time it is a very unique, because randomly number is generating by this math.random JavaScript method. So it is you can consider that it is a unique. So you are created a unique value. It means every array object have a one key, have a unique value. It is very important. Why? Because there are some problem in the React. What is the problem? That you can notice that it is a tr. Tr means row, and you have provided a key, and the key have a value and it should be unique. Now if you will provide here the index, means index of the array, it is also a unique, but again the problem will arise. I will talk about later on. Okay, that's why for this making this key as a unique, I have provided here the val index. It means I have provided here the index value. This is only for this purpose, this index. Otherwise other object is related to form. So as you know that this form has a lots of row, and lots of row also have some of the field like project name, task, notes and status, which we are going to here providing. And if you will generate, then again this one will be you will add it. So basic our functionality, our requirement is that in this particular array, if I will same thing, I will copy and paste 3 times. Suppose here you can see 1 2 1 second, suppose that 1 2 3 times. Then if I will save this page, you can notice that first time the array is generated, and there are two row here. Why? Because loop is due to the loop, because you are looping through it, and since there are the two value, so 2 times loop is run, and after that 2 row is got generated. So this it means that if whenever you are going to insert this object, then another row will be get generated. So this is the basic functionality. How you will get second row? So you need to add or push again one by default object to this array, to the task list array. This is the basic functionality. And whenever you want to delete, then you have to remove that particular value from this array. If you will remove, then again the loop will run, and according to the array value all the row will be displayed. This is the basic functionality, or this is the basic thing about it. So let's try to understand. Again I am telling the story. If you listen this story carefully, you will understand each and everything very clearly. For many people I notice that this is little bit complex, looks like complex, and most of the people are feel it. So that's why I am creating this particular video and trying to make it very simple. But one challenging thing is also available. If you will type anything here, then you supposed to update the state object. Okay, if whatever you are typing, at the same time the state object should also get updated. So how you can manage these things? So these are the requirement. The first requirement is that you have to, if someone will click the plus button, then you have to insert a empty or default value to this array. Whenever you will import or push, then new row will get generated. And if someone will click any of the button, then from that particular index of the array you have to remove that particular value, and value is nothing but a object, and object have a lots of value. So you just need to remove that particular object from that index. In this way you can delete it. Now the third requirement is that whenever you are typing any of this field, then you have to update the right value of the array. It means if suppose there are the 3 row, and if you are changing anything here, then on change event through the you can call a method, and on that method basically they need to update a second value of the array. Second value is what? Second object, and second object also have some value in the key value pair like project name and task, and you need to update the task. These are the challenges and requirement you have to fulfill in order to make this page this one like a dynamic. Okay, so let's try to understand deeply. So okay, these are the one method to handle a change, to make it dynamically handle a change method, and another one is to add a new row, another one is to delete row, and another one you can see here the submit, means you can submit the data to the backend. Okay, now this is the render method. Okay, as you know that React have a render method, and basically if whenever you are changing the state object, then at that time render method will be re-render, and whatever it is written over within this render will be one more time it will be called. So again, since React have a virtual DOM and a real DOM, that's why it is very fast, because they are trying to comparison and compare the thing, and the right element get updated. But all these things will be re-render. Okay, it will be re-render, but re-rendering will be very fast. You need to understand. So basically these are the one form. It is a container, it's the bootstrap classes basically, and one is a form. This form has a the date and the description, this detail, date and description, and the project name, and for other we have created another component. In the React or maybe Angular or Vue, means any of the single page application, because it is supported component, so you have to break your application with the different component. It is very very important, because through this component you can reuse the piece of the code whenever it is required. You can reuse, so that's very interesting. For example, somewhere you need the same functionality like this array, you need whatever dynamically you are doing, only this functionality you need, then at that time you no need to repeat and make the same thing there. So where you just need to call the component, and in this way whenever it is required you just need to call on the component, and you can pass some of the data to the props, and you can do lots of things. Okay, so it is very important for the big enterprise level application. Make sure that you need to break your application in a different component. It means that you are making the project more scalable, and if you increase the reusability of the code, then definitely if your project will be scaled, then you will not face any problem. So it is very very important. So that's why I have break this as a component. Otherwise you can also do in a same page. Sometimes for a beginner it is difficult to manage a different component, so you can do in a same page also, but it is a general and a good practice to break it in a component. Okay, now let's try to understand this one. So you can notice that this is the table. However, we can move this particular table. As you can notice, these are the table, and these are the heading of this table for each of the column. This is the like bold color, bold letter. So these are the table, right? This one also it is important. However, I have not did, because this is for a demo, so I have not did. However, you have to move it in that particular component. It is a good practice actually, because whenever you will call try to reuse the code, or try to reuse this component, then you will get all the detail along with entire table. So it is a good thing. Okay, now you can notice that here the tr. Okay, here is the tr. This tr have a th. Th is it's a little bit bold color, bold letter it will provide. This is the th. Th means t head. You can see t head had a tr and a th. Now project name, task, note, status, you have provided a title of the column, so it will be little bit bold. Okay, if you don't want to utilize a component, then you just need to replace this one with whatever you have done in this particular component. It is very easy. Okay, this is the task list. Task list is the component. Make sure that for using this component you have to import it. This is a very silly thing, but lots of people are initially doing this type of mistake. sometimes your IDE will import for you, but if there will be any issue in your IDE, then sometimes it's not get imported. So at that time make sure that you check it, otherwise you will get some error. And for beginner it is difficult to identify error. However, it is very easy to identify what is the error, but still some people have this issue. Okay, after lots of investigation they will find that you have not imported something, that's why it is not working. So this is the task list, and we have used some props. As you know that the component in the React is like a functions, because in the function you are passing something as an argument, and whenever you will pass something based on that argument, some piece of the code will execute, and accordingly they will provide you some of the return some of the detail. The similar thing is happening here as well. So here component have a sum of the props. Here the argument is known as a props. This is a term. State and props is the term in the React, is very important to understand. So what is the props? In the component you can pass any of the value through the props. So it means it's like an argument in a function, you can understand. To make it very simple, you need to understand that functions, through the function you can also reuse the code, and you need to pass some of the argument, accordingly that code will be executed. Similar thing is happening here as well. It means here you can remove the function keyword and say as a component, this is the component and this is the props. Now where you call an argument, here you need to call props. Just simple it is. Now this is the props add, and another props is delete, and another props is task list. This add props, what it is doing, this is the basically a method. This dot add new row, this is the method, you can notice here. And again, now for delete another method, and for the task list, this is not a method, it is a data. Okay, it means you are passing the task list data. So you can notice that why it is like that. Task list should be, it means you have to write here the this, because you are using, why this, because you are using in the class. So it is a this refer to the class, and then state. If you will do state, then it will refer to the state object. Okay, in the state object, which one you want to select. So suppose if you want to get the data of the task list, so you need to write here a dot and the task list. It is very simple, right? So you need to pass some of the data. Means again, if you will not pass, then how you will generate the row? So you have to pass the data. But task list, it means here we have extracted these things from the state object. We have extracted the task list data. It is very simple. Now let's move to this task list component. Go to the definition, and here it is. Okay, and it's all right. So now we try to understand this one. This is a simple class component. Okay, this is the class component. This is the functional component, because here you cannot notice any of the class. You use here the functions, like however it is a arrow function, but still it is a function, and it is known as the functional component. If there are not more complication, or not lots of functionalities available, and then at that time you can also use the functional component. Otherwise you can use the class component. In the class component you will get lots of control, but in the functional component it will be, if you will very complex form, then it will be difficult to manage. That's why for the difficult form you have to use the class component. Otherwise you can use the functional component as well. So no need to fear. Initially people are avoiding this class component because they are not familiar with it, but it is very easy, and it will provide you more flexibility. Okay, now you pass the data, you pass something as a props. Okay, so props.tasklist.map. Since you have passed the task list here, if you scroll the little bit, and you will get this one, this task list. Whatever you have passed, you will get through the task list. So you got this thing as a task list. So you just use the map method, and in the map method first argument is a val, it means value of that particular array, and another one is the index from which, for which index you are getting a value. Suppose for index 0 you are getting a value, for index 1 you are getting the value, for index 2 you are getting the value. Okay, now you can notice that you have declared from the variable. Okay, let variable. You can notice that project name is concatenated with this idx to make this project name, this variable, unique. You are for each loop, because map is you running the loop, and for each loop you are generating value, unique value. So that's why you have provided idx, because idx is always unique, because it will give you information about 0 1 2 3 4 like that, because this is the index of the array, and val is the value of the array for that particular index. So now you got this, these are the unique variable. Okay, unique value, you got it. Now key is equal to val dot index. If you will done these things, then you can notice that this one, you can notice index is always unique. So if you will do val dot index, it means you will get the unique value, and the key should be unique. It is very important, because React have some difficulty to identify unique value. However, you can use the idx as well, but if you use the idx, then it will again it will be little bit problem. Okay, let's talk about what is the problem. Why not you can use the idx? Because idx is always unique, 0 1 2 3 4 5 3 like that it will be showing. So if you will use the idx, suppose let's say here idx. Okay, I am saving, I just save it. Now page is going to refresh, and you can see that if you will click here, then perfectly everything is generating, the row is generating, and if you are deleting, the row is generating, row is deleting. Okay, everything is happening perfectly fine. But if you notice that if you will provide here the 4, and if you want to delete this particular row only, then you can notice that last row got deleted. Why it is happen? It is happen because since you have provided a unique value, it's okay. But if you try to delete, then after deleting, as you know, after updating the data, suppose array have a 5 value, okay, and if delete any one of them, so again it have a 4 data. So if they will here you can notice that the 4 times loop will run. So it means it will loop run for 1 2 3, it will be run 0 1 2 3 object for run. But for this key is a 0 1. Suppose if you will deleted a second row, then this key becomes 1 for the second row. You have deleted a second row, for example, it becomes 1, but after deleting again it becomes 1, because 0 1 2, it's 2 is always unique. If you will delete any of the row, 2 will be available, right? Suppose if you will delete here the again suppose if you will delete this row 0 1 2 3, it means on the third index if you will delete, then it will be okay, fine. If you will delete second one, then again 2 is available, 2 is not get deleted, because 0 1 2 again it's happened. If you again you will delete, then 0 1, it is again it will be available. If you again it will delete, now it got deleted. So that's why it is happening, because because re-rendering is happening, and due to re-rendering again a key will be get that particular index. So that's why you have to provide a unique value. So that's why here is the val dot index. It means now the val dot, if you will do the val dot index, it means it will always unique. So if it got deleted second times it's assigned with a different value. Okay, this will be not 2. It means if 2 will get deleted, then suppose this index value is 2, it get deleted, then what happen? A second time if re-rendering will happen, it means this loop will run, then at that time this 2 will not no more is available, because this is the unique. Now it becomes 3, 4 other data. So it, because this is always unique. But in the second rendering IDX is not unique. Second rendering you will get 2. You will always get 2, because if you will delete the third row, then the that if in the array 5 value is available, you have deleted from the second row, it means from the one index, then 1 will always be available. So it is not unique, no more unique is available. That's why it is happening like that. And re-rendering it happen, but still since this is the virtual DOM or real DOM is happening, due to the comparison it is very fast, and the right element get deleted, but still the loop will run and everything will be run. Okay, this loop or rendering will be happen, re-rendering will be happen, but re-rendering will be very fast because of the virtual DOM. So don't confuse that if the right element is updating, then why re-rendering every element? Because if you are deleting certain row, then that particular row should get updated while loop is running once again. But it's not like that. Loop will run once again, re-rendering will happen. Whatever you have done in this render method, that will be re-render once again, but this re-rendering will be very fast in this particular case. These things to keep in your mind. Okay, now you understand about it. So now this is the input and name you have provided. Make sure that this name and this object name should be exactly same. State object name should be exactly same. If you will write here the name project name 1, then you also need to write here the project name is equal to 1. Otherwise it will be very difficult. However, you can do these things, but it have some use case, that's why you have to do these things. I will talk about later on. And data and slash ID, it means that you are providing this is a unique value. Unique value is 0, 1, 2, 3. It will be always be a unique. Okay, so this is the unique value you are providing. So what is your requirement to update a value dynamically? It is also important to update this row value dynamically. For this you need two things. One is the index and another one is the on that index which value you want to update. Two things you need. So that's why the one is fulfilled through the name, the value of the object, and this is the index of the object. Okay, this is the data ID. And ID it's not not necessary ID. However, I have provided here the unique. To make it unique, we have concat something and make it unique. So however, it is not required, but still sometimes if you want to select the unique value, then you can utilize the ID, and ID should be unique. That's why I have did it in this way. Otherwise, if you will not use the ID, no issue. Okay, this is the extra. Otherwise, you just need to remove this. I was trying to experiment something, that's why I leave it as it is. Okay, so now you understand that IDX have information about index and the name have information about the value. And now here it is certain condition to show this plus and minus icon. If you notice that plus and minus icon. So if index is equal to 0, it means the first index, if it is a first index, then here you can notice that plus but icon. If index 001, when it will be 0, IDX when it will be 0? The first row will always be 0. Then definitely at that time this condition will be satisfied, otherwise this condition. This is a ternary operator, and basically this, in this way you are writing. If it is a true, then this one. If it is a false, then after the colon. So first time it will be always true, so this one will execute, and plus button is appeared here, and plus button is always be available, and other is the minus button. Because of this this will not satisfy this condition, and it will go to the second else condition, and here it is a delete. You can notice here the delete icon is we have provided. Now if you will click here, then certain event and certain things should be happen. So on the click event we have did something in both of this minus button or plus button. So if you click on the plus button, then props.add, this props we have utilized, otherwise delete props we have utilized. So in the form, if you go there, and you can notice that add and delete, two things. So based on the condition, we are calling this method, and this is nothing but one method, and that particular method is written in this page. So now you have passed something from child to parent. So now in this particular video you have also understand how you can pass the data from parent component to the child component. Very easily you can pass through the props. It is very easy. Now if you want to pass anything from the child to parent, you can do in this way as well. Okay, so let's talk about add new row, and for add new row and delete on, click on delete, add new row, this one. As you can notice that add new row, you have passed here the value. Okay, here you can notice that on click you have for the add. Okay, you have not passed anything. Okay, now it is not required. This is the extra argument. Okay, this dot set state, you are updating your state value, which is a task list. Okay, where you have copied the previous value, whatever previous value it have, you have copied. Means you have utilized here the 3 dot, it means spread operator. It means you are copying the previous data, and now you are adding one more data in this particular array. You are adding this data is the object, so it means that this is the array, and previously these are the data. Suppose these are the previously 3 data is already available, right? For example, this one, these data are already available. So what you did, you copied the previous data and added one more data, and that data is like this. You are added this one. So by default name you have provided here something, default value you have provided, like project have a default value null, and task have a empty, task nodes have empty, task status, like that. And again it should be unique, so math.random you have provided. So now this data will get updated with the extra data. This array is get updated with the extra data. It means you have pushed the one more value you have pushed. So it is very easy. So you have pushed the one more array. That's why now here you can notice that if you're clicking the plus button, then it means that this props, through the props, this method you have called, which is the add, and this method is calling this particular method add new row, and in this row you are getting the previous data and you are added a default one, and in this way you have increased one more data. That's why loop again, since state object get updated, re-rendering happened, and due to re-rendering again latest data will also get displayed. So this is the basic thing is happen. Now if you will click here the minus icon, minus button, then what is happened? Similar thing is happen after clicking the minus button as well. But here in the minus button you have passed the val, it means the value. whatever value is available you have passed. So it means you have passed, suppose you have write some of the value and you click here this minus icon. It means whenever you will click this value, it get passed, this value get passed. So you pass that particular value to delete props, and in the delete prop is calling delete row method. Again you can notice here that you pass that passed data from that component to the click on delete you have passed. Now you can notice here that again we have to update the state. So in the how you will update it, it means that previous data we also need, where from the previous data we need to remove the data which we want to delete. So this basic things we have did here. So that record we got, and we have used the filter method, JavaScript method, filter method, and this is filtering this array and providing you the data. And now filtered accept this data whatever you have clicked and passed. So accept that data, it is returning. Suppose if you did these things and if you click here, then accept this data, other data will get updated, means this is array get updated. Okay, it is very simple. This array get updated except the data which you passed, and now the latest data have without that particular data which you want to delete. So in this way you can delete that particular data, or in this way re-rendering happened because you updated the set state, you call the set state, re-rendering happen, or latest data get render, and where that particular whatever you have row deleted without that particular data. So this thing in this way it is happening. It is very simple, and I hope that you will understand very easily. If you look at this code, it is very easy example I have created. If you will face any problem related to this, then definitely let us know. I will you can talk with me through the WhatsApp, and because in the comment there are no any option to post the code or screenshot, but through the WhatsApp you can directly contact with me. I will talk about and try to explain. If anything is missing and you didn't get it, then where I will also try to explain the thing with the your question. You can ask the question. I don't know how much question you have, so you can ask. Make sure that comment and then you join after subscribing or liking, and whatever you want to do, you need to do. So after doing all these things, join the WhatsApp group, and definitely I will try to support you. If any question related to this, then I will try to explain to you once again. So thank you for watching.